Hi, welcome to this video which is on the subject of a low-risk Forex trading strategy that will basically appeal to conservative traders or more cautious investors. Now, in terms of this strategy, it'll also appeal to any trader who has managed money or employs a professional fund manager. Because my view is you can beat most professional fund managers yourself with this strategy. Also, in terms of a lot of traders, they do have, let's say, equity investments. A lot of people are nervous about how high stock markets are. There could be a significant correction at any time. They want to get into other investments or diversify. What are the alternatives? You can put your money in the bank, but you're not going to get much in the way of interest rate earnings. This strategy solves that problem as well. So what is the strategy? It's just a simple cash switching strategy. Now, cash switching means just basically turning over cash with no leverage whatsoever. So can you make a lot of money doing this? I'll just give you a simple example. A little while ago, just over 2.5 months ago, talking to a lot of traders who I knew outside of the UK, and I was saying, what do you hold your account balance in? What currency in your trading account? And I just advised anyone who didn't have sterling to convert it to sterling and leave it, because sterling, we believe, would go up over the medium term. It had very little downside. That simple cash switching trade, depending on what currency you had in the first place, will be up somewhere between 8.5% and 10%. Okay, so a really decent return, no leverage whatsoever. Also, in terms of cash switching, what you'll find, I'm sure most traders watching this video will associate with this. If you're trading, on leverage, okay, you very often see a trend and you know it's going to run a good way deep down, but you don't stay with the trade. You're either panicked out early or stopped out early because you're using leverage. Without leverage, you reduce the stress of trading. And in terms of cash switching, you can make really decent returns if you do it in the right way. You should do it in a slightly different way in terms of the way you would trade leverage money. Now, in terms of how much you can make and some tips on doing cash switching strategy, I've just written up some points on a storyboard. So let's go and take a look at them in more detail. All right, let's have a look at doing a simple cash currency switching strategy. Now, in terms of point number one, I put lessons from Zydas, which is a fund that I used to be involved with before 2008 crash. A couple of guys I knew had a very low risk strategy. They would only use cash, okay, there'd be no leverage involved, and very often they wouldn't have even the whole account exposed, okay, so less than no leverage effectively, okay, but they could return 12 to 15% compound annual growth. They hardly had any drawdown at all. And I'll go through some of the salient points in relation to how they traded in a moment. But in terms of cash switching, you could very often do it with the bank that you've got. They'll have enough currencies for you to switch between with realistic spreads or low spreads. But if your bank doesn't do enough currencies to switch between, what you can do is put a deposit with a broker, let's say 10 to 20%, keep 80 to 90% as cash backup. When you trade on leverage in your broker account, you're not really trading on leverage because you do it against the cash balance. So you treat it all as one account. I know a lot of traders, a little bit weary of putting money with Forex brokers. How safe are they, etc. As long as you use a regulated broker, you're fine. There are banks that offer really good FX switching services. I mean, you look at someone like Saxo Bank, for example, who have a massive amount of currencies, and they're a bank as well. But if you use regulated brokerage, you're fine. You can keep your backup cash in your bank account. And now, in terms of the difference between cash switching and leverage trading, you're not really going for small moves. You're looking for really big trends, okay, and looking to hold trends basically. You're not looking to swing trade for short moves. You're looking for those bigger, longer term trends. Now, in terms of when you're doing cash switching, I think you need longer term focus in terms of performance. You don't judge it. A lot of traders look month to month or even less. You should judge your performance over 3 or 6 months, and really keep an annual holding period in mind. So you're mostly focused on those big long term trends where you are going to get retracements, but we see them in the market all the time. Big trends are in place for many months or a year or more. Now, you do actually have to keep in mind the carry in terms of, if you can, you want to be trading with positive carry or not too much carry against you. Now, a lot of people do carry trades with what I would call, how would I put it, less stable currency. So, for example, you do have currencies like Turkish lira, for example, that will yield you 16%, okay, on a carry. Let me think of another currency, Mexican peso, up at 9%. Those sort of exotic currencies. I wouldn't be so inclined to trade them for the carry, in terms of, if you get really high velocity gaps in the market every weekend, for example, you can get hurt. So I would tend to focus more on the majors, the major crosses, and look for big trends that are in motion, or where there is a turning point coming where it can overrun a little bit against you, but probably not very much. I mean, the British pound would be the perfect example of that, which we've featured in numerous videos. When it's down at 120, you had hardly any downside, but plenty of upside. Like I've said, that trade so far up quite nicely. It's not too far from double figures, and I think it could run 20% over the longer term. This is not a short term trading strategy. One that focused on at the moment in terms of just a big trend starting, which could continue a long way, short the Canadian dollar. And also, if you get in at the turn, the minute we're in at the turn with the Canadian dollar, it's turned down. It looks like it's going to run a lot further. You can bring the stop up and lock in very little risk, and then look for it longer term to carry on. If you stopped out, you normally get stopped out by very much. And you've got to keep in mind, you do not need many trends of significance over a year to return double-digit figures, okay? So I've mentioned the pound already. That one might do it. It's already done near enough half. You need a few more trades, don't you? Generally, if you're doing cash switching, you're looking for at least a move of 5%. You don't want anything else or anything less than that, really, okay? When you're doing this, just set a low target figure, okay? You got to keep in mind, this is to compete with managed money, not give you much drawdown. When I say not much drawdown, you don't want more than 3 or 4% really. 5% max, okay? Set yourself a low target figure. You might get lucky quickly, get a really good trend on the board, and be able to get more than your target figure. But don't aim for too much. You'll be very patient. 3 months, 6 months. You should be judging the performance over those sort of time frames. Or a year. You've got plenty of time. Okay, you don't need many trends. That's the key point I'm trying to make. It's a stress-free, time-efficient trading strategy. You don't have to spend much time on this at all. You can do it in under 30 minutes a day easily. You only have to look at prices once a day. It's stress-free because you're not taking much risk. Okay, and you're looking for those bigger, longer term moves. Now, in terms of more info on how to do it and putting together a strategy and specific examples, etc. In terms of doing the strategy, I will do a free guide. I'm also going to do a sample cash switching portfolio in our member center as well, so you can check that out. But yeah, and if you look at when I go back and think about what the guys at Zydus did, that's a really healthy return. Yeah, there's not many forex traders on leverage or using leverage who make those sorts of gains. Yeah, with leverage, I was thinking, if you make 30%, 50% plus, you're up there with the best. This was leverage. Yeah, so yeah, 10%, 15%, no leverage, little drawdown. Yeah, good return, and you'll probably beat most fund managers, in my view. So I think it's good for conservative investors or cautious investors. If you've got managed money, it's not performing, I think it's a really good strategy to look into, and also great diversification away from equity markets. Yeah, I think equity markets, the big growth that we've seen in the past, that's near enough over, and you could see a correction of 30% easily in equities. That will really boost the how would I put it, the volatility in forex markets, and with no leverage at all, with high volatility and big trends, you can make great returns. So a simple little strategy. You can investigate it further yourself, or you can join our mailing list. I'll get a free guide together in PDF form, and also I'm going to do a sample cash switching kind of currency strategy in the website as well. Right, that is the video for today. Thank you very much for watching me as usual. Take care. Have a good day.